Hello, staff members. My name is Shelley Walsh, and I'm an administrator for the Riverside County Office of Education. You have been identified as someone who is providing intensive individual services or one-on-one to students that RCOE serves. Beginning September 1st, 2021, RCOE will be tracking the services you provide for one-on-one or intensive individual service in the SAFE Service Tracker program. You will have a unique username and password for a SACE account that you will need to be kept confidential, as it will give you access to the student's individual education program. You will only have access to the student that you serve. Please make sure to change your password after you log in for the first time. Confidentiality is something that we expect with having a username and password. Confidentiality is the act of protecting all personally identifiable information, data, and records collected, used, or kept by a school district about a student. Confidentiality requirements also applies to discussion about the student and the student records. Please make sure to change your password after you log in for the first time to ensure the student confidentiality. You will receive a unique username and password in an email. If you forget your username and password, you can reset the information yourself. I will put a link in here how to walk through those steps on your own for when you need it. If you have any other login problems, you can email Sandy Seefeld at sseefeld@rcoe.us. I'm sorry. So the first thing you're going to do is open up a internet browser and go to www.seis.org or sace.org, and you will see the screen that is in front of you right now. You're going to go ahead and press login, which is in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You're then going to put in your username and password. I'm actually going to be using a different one today because I wanted to look exactly like what you will experience when you log into the program. So then you're going to go ahead and click login. Then you're going to see a screen much like the teacher sees with all of the students that you have access to. I've actually been added to 77 students, but you'll just have access to that one student. So up here on the top of the screen is a toolbar. And so I'm going to go right here to where it says Service Tracker. I'm going to go ahead and say delivery. So I'm going to look at delivering those services and what it's going to look like. So I'm assigned to one student. What I'm going to do is go down to where it says intensive individual services. And I'm going to go to this little airplane. And as you see, as I hover over it, it says deliver. I'm going to go ahead and press that. And then it's going to bring you to this screen. Okay. Right over here on the right-hand side, it says add service. And I can go ahead and click that and say, okay, I'm going to add just today's service. So today is August 24th. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that on the screen. The next question is attendance code. There's a few on here. It says delivered, date the student enrolled, last date of student enrollment, unexcused absence, you saw them at a non-scheduled time, or excused absence. I'm going to go ahead and say that I delivered that service. You are going to have to fill out the district to bill, and that's just going to be RCOE. No choice there, but it does have an asterisk, so you're going to need to fill that out. I'm going to go over here to read the rest of it, and I'm going to say what's the plan type. That's going to default to IEP. I'm going to have you skip the method of support because it is not required, and the delivery is individual. I am then going to say, okay, on the 24th, how many minutes did I provide to that student? I'm going to go ahead and say 300 minutes was provided to that student. And you can see that the school of attendance is already on that student screen as Rancho Verde, but you would want to make sure that that is accurate. If you wanted to put any comments in here based on your teacher, what they wanted you to document, you don't need to put anything else in there necessarily. But if you aren't there for one reason or another and there was a substitute in there, you can say for that day that it was provided by a sub or anything else that you wanted to. Down here, it says, I certify under my professional license, credential, or scope of work. So as an instructional assistant or paraprofessional, based on your job description, which is your scope of work, the documented services have been performed. And so I understand it is my sole responsibility to maintain documentation that fully discloses the service detail. I'm going to go ahead and press save. And as you can see, the 824 information I put in there, delivered, that it was individual, and 300 minutes hasn't been added. But say you only want to make sure that you fill this out once a week, okay? Or you wanted to do a couple days at a time. I'm going to show you how to do that now. So I'm going to go ahead and up here and click Add Service. And as you can see, say I wanted to do this for all of last week for my student. I'm going to say the 16th, the 17th, the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th. Okay. You can choose up to 10 dates for you to go ahead and deliver that information in. Again, you're going to go say, okay, I delivered that service. The district build would be RCOE. The plan type again is IEP. The delivery is individual. And I'm going to go ahead and say 300 minutes. And again, I'm going to verify that it is Rancho Verde High School. I'm going to go and then press save, and then it's going to bring me out to that screen. And look at that. It made an entry in there for 8/16, 8/17, 8/18, 8/19, and 8/20. So in looking back, oh, on Wednesday, I didn't provide them 300 minutes. I only did the 200 minutes that day. That's okay. Do you see this little button right here with the pencil and it says edit? I can click edit, or I can say, oh, you know what? That student wasn't maybe, that didn't really happen. That student didn't have coverage that day. So I could go ahead and delete that. If I go ahead and press edit, you can go in there and put the total number of minutes that you want to do and go ahead and press save. And then you can see that information is updated. Say you were going in there and then you look back at records that were going on and you say, oh, you know what? That kid was absent on the 17th. I would then go back in here to edit. And then instead of delivered, I'm going to go say that the student had an excused absence. You will need to make sure that you document any absences or any deliveries that are provided for those students, as well as the number of minutes that is necessary. That's all there is to it. We are asking that you do all of your documentation at least by Friday at the end of the day for students. If you are a bus rider, you can have till Monday at noon to be able to finish that documentation. We will be running reports on Monday at noon to see who has put their information in and who may still need support. Thank you for all you do. We really appreciate it. Have a great day.